Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and this is Game 2 between BartonPL and Super Schnitzel from the Sunday Night Fights Season 5 tournament, round of 16 from the third qualifier. Also, I never said it last time, so sorry, but make sure that you check out CoH2.org on Facebook and leave them a like and tell them how much you appreciate them setting up this tournament for us. So anyways, Game 2, Barton got himself a very resounding victory last turn, but this is Super Schnitzel's time to shine, and his his redemption is at hand. Now, unfortunately for Super Schnitzel, stat-wise, it looks like Germans, which is what he's playing right now, Barton being the Soviets this turn, is not his highest or his strongest faction. I'm not even going to mention the rank, but it's not in the top 100. And Barton, his Soviet play is in the 30th. His rank is 30 right now at the time of casting this, so he's still pretty good there, even though his German is stronger, but I'm pretty sure it's just as good. So it's going to be a tough fight here for Super Schnitzel, but hell, maybe he can pull it off. So anyways, we see in the game, Super Schnitzel going for Tier 1 and getting Grenadiers. Interestingly enough, though, he went for MG42 first and then Grenadiers, so a little bit of a different play there, but, well, MG42 now running straight into conscripts. It's not setting up on time. The conscripts are going to get right on top of it, and Barton's going to get a victory here in the early game. The MG42 trying to backpedal, trying to set up in a spot. It's going to just simply run and get itself in that house. Down goes one of them in on the MG42. It's now having to slotch through the heavy snow. The conscript's hot on its tail. Down to 2 men, probably down to 1 before it gets into the house. Manages to get into the house with 2 men with a Grenadier behind for support. And, well, heavy damage, but it looks like Super Schnitzel will be able to save this engagement and pull it off. Pios and Grenadiers in the same spot, helping out, and the Grenadiers are capturing the point. Pios should have captured the point and allowed the Grenadiers to move into support because the conscripts are just playing ring around the housey and trying to deny that MG42 the ability to set up. Molotov landing in the house now for Barton, so he went 3 conscripts into Molotovs, very nice. And the MG42 is forced to pack up, burns alive, down to 1 man, very low health, gonna retreat, but gonna run straight through another conscript squad and end up dying. The conscript squads are gonna focus fire that MG42. It sets up, unfortunately, sets back out, and hits retreat, gonna run through the conscripts, gets killed, and the conscripts are gonna pick it up instantly. No, the Grenadiers decide to take the hit and get the MG42. Grenadier squad down to 1 man on the retreat. Conscripts now surrounding the MG42, and the Grenadier squad is still there for support. Geez, this is not a very good engagement for Super Schnitzel. He ended up losing the MG42, manages to recover it, but ends up sacrificing almost an entire Grand Squad. Molotov landing straight on the Grand Squad. The Grand Squad is not moving. It gets too much damage down on it. 1 man gets burned alive, and the others move along. Down to 2 men on this MG42. Conscript still at 3. Can he finally, well, stabilize the situation a little bit with another Grenadier squad coming into the field to help? But wow, that was heavy damage taken for Super Schnitzel, and the entire right-hand side and center is currently open for Barton to take, and he's utilizing this time to use conscripts to move along. Combat engineers capturing territory, so yeah, very nice engagement there for Barton early on. Now, we do see a mortar coming out for Super Schnitzel, so he wants to go a little bit of a combined arms tactics. And Barton, no additional tech, just getting himself those Molotovs, and that's about it. More conscripts, up to 5 conscripts now in the field. So Barton very fond of the, well, we're not going to call it spammy nature, but just the, you know, utilizing a lot of early units. Tier 0 units, essentially, or Tier 1. You know, a lot of Grens we saw last game. So the conscripts are running around, getting pursued by the Grenadiers. The Grenadiers are just simply running towards them. Conscripts decide to hold themselves in this house, apparently. Not the best house to get into. There's only 1 window in this direction. There's 3 windows facing this direction, but, well, I suppose the lay of game is an option. Mortar, however, on the field is going to shoot directly at the house, so those conscripts are going to take quite a beating. Mortar shot landing very nearby, so those conscripts are probably going to evacuate very soon. There they go. And the Grens are still there to help. Mortar shot landing nearby, but not actually getting any kills, and the conscripts are now running towards the mortar. Going to engage it and force it off of the field. Very aggressive move there by Barton. One of the conscripts, however, gets shot on the move, and the conscripts are now right on top of the mortar. The base sector MG is opening up on the conscripts themselves. The conscripts move along and end up retreating, so very nice. Center map, conscripts is moving along. We have a Grand Squad capturing territory. Grand and MG42 still over here on this right-hand side. The MG42 has decided not to move because it is scared of dying, apparently. And the conscripts and grenadiers in the center engaging. More Molotovs landing. Nice dodge there by Super Schnitzel. And we have medics getting research for Barton back at his base. And the mortar backing up through the ice. Grenadier squad in between to defend. And small engagements all over the place right now. Grand squad capturing the point right outside of their base. Conscripts right on top of them, trying to deny it. They will deny the actual cap, and actually, no, they won't cap it themselves. And the conscripts are not going to jump into the house and be just a nuisance on the German player's side. Up at the fuel point, conscripts going for the decap. We have the MG42 outside of the house setting up in a nice angle, but with a heavy cover, the MG42 will not be able to suppress on time. Ends up having to retreat with a second conscript squad coming straight behind it and runs through the conscripts. Conscripts taking a nasty rifle nade to the face, killing 4 of them instantly, and the grenadiers managed to hold the line. Second Grand Squad now on the ice. Other conscript squad ends up shifting over to the right-hand side and getting back into the center, while up north or on the left-hand side, conscripts just capture territory and are going to rejoin their brothers. So 5 conscripts versus 3 Grents, an MG, and a mortar. Unfortunately, the state of the game right now doesn't really favor combined arms. While combined arms is great and feels nice, it is most of the time just flat out beaten by numbers of one unit. Really, you know, combat infantry. Nice rifle nade there by Super Schnitzel. Nails again 3 of those conscripts. The conscripts did throw a Molotov into the house, and a flamethrower engineer does some massive amounts of damage to this Grand Squad. The conscripts also, well, the combination of the damage from the flamethrower plus the conscript squads moving up forced also a 3-man Grand Squad to retreat. A little bit preemptive, but he, well, panics. Fear strikes into the soul of this man, and, you know, they end up disobeying orders. Or following, you know, scared orders, but whatever. Tier 2 down for Super Schnitzel, and he's getting himself a pack gun, a very preemptive and defensive pack gun. Not really sure he needed that right now. Well, we know he didn't need that right now, but I guess he was maybe anticipating some type of very quick T-70 and wanted to have a pack gun out on the field to potentially catch it out of position and kill it. But it is, well, we can see from our point of view that it was not necessary, and it's not really going to be of any use. Really, the only thing that it can be used for is if there's, say, like conscripts in these houses, you can start shelling the house with a pack gun and kill them inside or collapse it, you know, whichever comes first. MG42 sets up in the middle of the ice. Combat engineers are going to flank it, and the MG42 is not going to be able to do a damn thing about it. Grand squad's behind it, coming up for support. MG42 now down to 2 men. Flamethrower burst continuing to do a lot of damage to the MG42. Down to 1 man and barely makes it out alive. Pios trying to capture the point, now getting shot by conscripts in that house. Like I said, the pack gun should potentially move up, and that's what it does. Moves up and starts shelling the house. And if he continues to shoot at the house itself, he could collapse it, although he does lose that house as a potential defensive position for himself, but, you know. So mines getting laid down for Barton across the road. These engineers got caught laying down a mine and got pretty battered for it. Down to 2 men, forced to retreat, and Grens move up to the fuel with the conscript squad there for support, or well defense. It's going to be a little bit of a tough fight, and they're taking quite a bit of damage. Molotov landing right on top of their men. They're not moving, taking a lot of damage in that fire. Down to 3 men, finally make it out of the flames. And the half-track is finally on the field. The conscripts are trying to bait the half-track into the mine. And the half-track itself just basically backs off. And the Grens are going to take the mine. Oh no, they barely skid past it. And the Grens are right on top of the conscripts now. The Gren squad over here backs off to get reinforced. Although it... No? What happened here? Grens are going to run into the mine. Yeah, no. Wow, they're just getting past that mine very barely. And there they go. They get pushed into the mine and killed instantly. The half-track also takes damage to the mine. That was a horrible move there for Super Schnitzel, but, well, he didn't know there was a mine there. But the half-track essentially pushed all 3 units right on top of the mine, killing the entire squad and taking damage with the half-track itself. So, yeah, that was bad. That might do it for Super Schnitzel. He lost his squad. He's replacing that Gren squad right now, but he needs to get repairs on that half-track. That half-track has a heavy engine damage, which means it's not going anywhere anytime soon. The pack gun is there for support, but conscripts continue to move up. We do have 18-8's already researched for Barton, moves up, gets in range, throws a Molotov at the MG42 to deny it. Conscripts move up, throw another 18-8 off at the half-track, and the half-track is going to be killed by small arms fire. MG42 continues to shoot as frantically as it can on the conscripts, but the conscript small arms fire ends up killing the half-track. Down it goes. And the MG42 is also getting burned alive. Conscript now down to 2 men on the retreat. Very low in health, but they do have veterancy too, which does not give defensive bonus and make it alive, so that's a good thing there for Barton. Barton continues to flush away the infantry, gets himself his doctrine, and that is the armored assault tactics, which is very nice. It gives you the ability to call in T-3485s and IS-2 heavy tanks in the same doctrine, which is very nice. Plus gives you, radio intercept and armored repairs, which is just great, and a thermovic attack at the top of that. So it's a very awesome doctrine. I really like it. I don't have it, but I like it. Anyways, so that means that we're probably not going to see any additional tech, and he's going to rely on his on-map call-ins, and he's actually very close to being able to call in the tank. He does need another command point, but the fuel is about 20 points away. Conscript's pushing forward, getting rifle-nated by Grants, and the pack gun is almost cleared off. There it goes, gets cleared off. The conscripts end up retreating. And he's about halfway off command point to be able to get that. Conscripts capturing points over here on the front. These are really the only guys on the field. There's a second conscript squad moving out right now, but everything else ended up retreating completely and heading back for heals and reinforcements. So Super Schnitzel getting a little bit of a breather here, gets himself another half-track just to have stuff on the field and be able to reinforce. Still only has 3 grants and an MG42. And the mortar's still there. Hasn't really done much. Kills 5 infantry so far, but it's still present. And my guy's going crazy.
All lines have been cut.
Okay, hold on. I don't know what the hell went wrong with my keyboard, but it was moving on its own. Anyways, back to the game. So, MG42 for Super Schnitzel jumps into this house, gets Molotov, down to 1 man, forced to pack up, needs to get near that half-track and reinforce. Half-track pushing into the center, the MG42 getting close to it, and the mortar also needs to back up and move a little bit forward. Pack gun is on the field, still decrewed, needs to get recruited by Super Schnitzel very quickly. Getting himself some Panzer Grenadiers just to have a bit more combat infantry on the field, which is okay. They do very well against conscripts, especially conscripts with no PPSHs. Even better, C2 conscripts are going to get mauled by them because no defensive bonuses. But, well, Barton is a quarter of a point away from being able to call in his T-3485s, and I think once that happens, that's going to be game. The pack gun has not gotten recruited, and the pack gun alone is not going to be able to stop 2 T-3485s. Conscripts push forward, gonna get an 18-8 off on the half-track. Half-track gets naded. The MG42 gets cleared out. The Grenadiers getting battered down to 2 men, forced to retreat. Half-track trying to retreat or back off as much as he can while the mortar continues to support. But unfortunately for Super Schnitzel, he is just surrounded in all fronts by conscripts, even a veteran C3 conscript. Grenadiers moving up to support, but they can't repair it. And victory points have been acquired at 4 points. So, Barton can actually call this in. He has enough to call it, and he's probably going to call it in right now. And there we go. T-3485s get called in, and the pair of them head straight into the map, causing chaos as they run, destroying the walls that defend or confine or surround his base, but cares not for the structures of man. They are gods in the battlefield right now. So, well, Panzer Grenadiers and Grants just getting reinforced slowly by the half-track. The half-track just an inch away from death. If it hits a pothole, it's going to explode. The mortar runs to the right-hand side to try to stop the bleed. Super Schnitzel already down to 80 points. Getting triple capped so far. And the T-3485 made themselves known. 1 shot. And a little bit of fire from the coaxial gun takes the half-track out of control. And the shots fly, and Super Schnitzel says, okay, yeah, I can't do anything against that. And that is it. So very easy wins here for Barton, unfortunately. Not to say that Super Schnitzel is, bad or anything, but Barton pretty much outplayed him in every step, and was dominant throughout the entire games. Both games, in fact. So yeah, very nice for Barton. Moves on to the next round, and well, if you saw the tournament cast, you will know what the results of all this is, but I'm not going to spoil them anyway here, so just go to CoH2.org, and they're also on YouTube, and check it out. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.